welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome. I am Trevor Rev, and I ain't no vicar. Now, before I even start the show, no, it's right. Just the way I always do it, and I'll go into my wording later on. I'm not going to do the joke of the day. No. Today's joke of the day can be brought to you by Hey Google. What is today's joke of the day, please?
Here we go. How do you keep warm in a cold room? You go to the corner because it's always 90 degrees.
Oh, that's worse than mine. That was worse than mine, don't you think? Do you agree with that? Yeah, don't you agree with that? Well, anyway, so yes, I'm Fred the Rev. I ain't no vicar. Welcome to the show. And I'll start with the way I start. If you like my show, please hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, if you'd like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know when this video is coming out, just ring my bell. Ring the bell, ding a dong, ding a ling a ling. We might be joined by the Lady Roz, I don't know. But we will, I'm sure Gizmo will make his appearance. He's hovering around. He's actually thinking about attacking the table at the moment, so he may come say hello as well. You never know. So, first things first, I'd like to say this is the Saturday show. This is the show that we've been on last Saturday, and I apologise for not being here on Saturday. I will tell you why though. Basically, I won't go into all of it. But basically, because of an illness that I had on Saturday, and normally I will do a show whether I was ill or not. I had a bad fall on Saturday, as you can see on my. As you can see, look, ding 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 ding. I smacked my head quite badly Saturday evening, and from Saturday onwards until Monday afternoon, stroke Tuesday, I've been dealing with concussion. So I was no state to do a video. I apologise. I'm back to work today, and I thought I'd do this live feed as soon as I come home, so I can get you these videos as soon as possible, so no one misses out on my videos. That's how important it is to me. My videos, OTV videos. Gizmo is just there. Here he is. Here's the Gizmo. Whoa. Say hello, Giz. Whoa. Look, over there. Giz there. Like, hello. Whoa. Okay, I'll put him down before he attacks me now. I don't know. Really? He's only a Giz now. He's only a proper Giz now, isn't he? A proper Giz. Oh, that's so. Who'd have him? See, what he didn't see was he went over across the floor. He jumped onto his little spot in the corner, completely mucked the jump up, fell down, and came back this way now, as if it. As you can see in the background, he's still living up to his name. Yes, he's still living up to his name. Now, as you can see by the title today, I thought I'll do something different today, and I've been doing mysteries from around the world as of late, Bermuda Triangle, the Aztec lines, and stuff like that. Today, I thought I'd do something that is in my native country of England. To be precise, in Suffolk, East Anglia, this place is. And it is about some children of a village called Woolpit. And obviously, there's a lot to them, and we'll go into that as we go later on. And before I go into that, this goes back to me being a medium and all that jazz. Blah, 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 blah. One of the books I've been reading, a question was asked of all the people on the earth. You know, the Chinese, the Indian, the Australian, the British, who was here first? Who was on this planet first? And the answer was given in colours. And they says, they're all here at the same time. There are 7. And the reds, the blacks, the pales or whites, pinks. I've forgotten the browns. I think there was one. There's also two other colours was quite weird, and that was the violets and there was the green. Now, when I heard that, I thought, well, violets and green, that's weird. I think on that note, let me tell you about this story. I'm going to tell you a story. Now, this is a legend, which means it could be true, it could not be true. All I ask is you listen to this and come to your own conclusions, and we'll go from there. So, Children of Woolpit is an ancient account dating back to the 12th century, which tells of two children that appeared on the edge of a field in the village of Woolpit in England. On the edge of blah, blah, blah. Young girl and boy had green, hued skin and spoke an unknown language. The children became sick and the boy died. The girl recovered and over the years came to learn English. Which is just a brief bit. I'll go into more as we go along. She later relayed the story of their origins, saying they came from a place called St. Martin's Land, which existed in an atmosphere of permanent twilight and where the people live underground. Overground woman. While some view the story as a folk tale that describes an imaginary encounter with the inhabitants of another world beneath our feet, or even extraterrestrial, others accept it as real and somewhat altered account of a historical event that merits further investigation. The account is set in the village of Woolpit, located in Suffolk, East Anglia, in the Middle Ages. It lay within the most agricultural, productive and densely populated area of rural England. The village has belonged to the rich and powerful abbey of Bury St Edmunds. The story has been recorded by two 12th century chroniclers. Ralph of Ogelstall, who died in 1228 AD, an abbot of Cistercian monastery of Gushel, about 26 miles, 42 kilometres south of Woolpit, who recorded his account of the green children of the pronounce that word, Chronicon Anglicanium, and William of Newburgh, an English historian and canon of the Augustinian Newburn Priory, far to the north in Yorkshire, who includes the story of the green children in his main work, Historia Rerum Anglium. Long words. These are long, difficult words to pronounce. History of English affairs. The writers state that the events took place within the reign of King Stephen, 1135 to 1154, or King Henry II, 1154 or 1182, late 1199, depending on which version. People have done the same similar stories, but set within different timelines. Again, but now this is the actual main whole thing that's been written down. According to the account of the Green Children, a boy and his sister, and I said this a minute ago, a boy and his sister was found by reapers working their fields at harvest time near some ditches that had been excavated to trap wolves at St Mary's at the Woolpits, aka the village Woolpit. The skin was tinged with a green hue. Their clothes were made from unfamiliar materials, and their speech was unintelligible to the reapers. They were taken to the village, where they were eventually accepted into the home of local landowner Sir Richard Kane de Wilkes. Children would not eat any food presented to them, but appeared starving. Eventually, the villagers brought round recently harvested beans, which the children devoured. They survived only on beans for many months until they acquired a taste for bread. The boy became sick and soon succumbed to illness and died, while the girl remained in good health and eventually lost her green skin. She learned how to speak English and was later married to a man at King's Lynn, in the neighbouring county of Norfolk. According to some accounts, she took the name Agnes Berry, and the man she married was an ambassador of Henry II. Although these details have not been verified, after she learned how to speak English, she relayed the story of their origins. Gail reported she and her brother came from the land of St. Martin, where there was no sun, but a perpetual twilight, and all the inhabitants were green like them. He described another luminous land that could be seen across a river. She and her brother were looking after their father's flock when they came upon a cave. They entered the cave and wandered through the darkness for a long time until they came out the other side, entering into the bright sunlight, which they found startling. It was then they were found by the reapers. Now, over the centuries, many theories have been put forward to explain this strange account regarding the green colouring. One proposal is that the children were suffering from hypochromic anemia, originally known as chlorosis, coming from the Greek word chloros, meaning greenish yellowish. This condition is caused by a very poor diet which affects the colour of the red blood cells and results in a noticeably green shade of the skin. In support of this theory is the fact that the hair was described to be returning as normal colour after adopting a healthy diet. With regards to the description of the strange land, Paul Harris suggested in 14 Studies for 1998 the children were Flemish orphans, possibly from a nearby place known as Fulham St Martin, which was separated from a woolpit by the River Lark. A lot of Flemish immigrants have arrived in the 12th century, but were persecuted under the reign of King Henry II in 1173. Many were killed near Bury St Edmunds. If they had fled into Thetford Forest, it may have seemed like permanent twilight to the frightened children. They may also have entered one of the many underground mine passages in the area, which finally led them to Woolpit. Dressed in strange Flemish clothing and speaking their language, the children would have presented a very strange spectacle to the Woolpit villagers. Other commentators have suggested a more otherworldly origin for the children. Robert Burton suggested in his 1621 book, The Anatomy of Monopoly, I spell that word, that'll help, I will spell that word. That's MELANCHOLY. That the green children fell from heaven, leaving others to speculate that the children may have been extraterrestrials. In a 1996 article published in the magazine Analog, astronomer Duncan Lunan hypnotized that the children were accidentally transported to Woolpit from the home planet, which may be trapped in synchronous orbit around its sun, presenting the conditions for life only in a narrow twilight zone between a fiercely hot surface and a frozen dark side. The story of the Green Children has endured for over 8 centuries since the first recorded accounts. While the real facts behind the story may never be known, it has provided the inspiration for numerous poems, novels, operas, and plays across the world, and continues to capture the imagination of many curious minds. Now, that's the information. That is the information about these green children from Woolpit. Now, it makes you think straight away, wallow twaddle. No, no, no. Now, I'm open-minded, and everyone knows who knows me knows I am very, very open-minded. I'm no, personally, because I mean that's what at the start before I actually told you that thing. Until I heard that, I've always loved that story. I have heard this story many, many times, and I always thought, wouldn't it be lovely if there was another race that lived underground, and it brings the possibility of, there's part of this world that is still undiscovered now. There's part of this world that we live in that is still undiscovered now. And I'm sure there are places underground that could host people to live there, people to exist. And in the area of where they would live, the possibility would be that maybe the skin would change colour. I mean, you look at the people around the world at the moment who skin has changed to adapt to whatever world they live in. And maybe if they lived in a place where it was perpetual twilight, skin might change colour to adapt to that. So maybe they were green. It makes you think as well, maybe there's some violets as well. And then who are the violets? That's the question. Are the green people still around us? No, that's the question. We don't know. This is a long, 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 long story, a very, very old story. Is there any truth to it? I normally come out and say what I personally think, and I will say what I personally think. I do believe. Uh, I don't believe they're aliens, as we say, Starpy. I don't. We can. I don't. That theory, I don't think is true. Again, that's my own personal thought. I don't think I don't think it was a landed village they come from, and they went to the dark forest because if their skin must have been green for quite a while. I don't know. It's like it's a very difficult one to call. It's so difficult to call this. To be honest, I'd like to dwell and say yes, they did come from underground society, that they escaped. There's part of me that the fact that the girl's skin changed after they've been eating different types of food, her skin changed from green to flesh, to match. I actually believe that they were ill. It's a part of me that thinks it's a diety thing, where they weren't eating the proper foods, and because of it, their skin went to this yellowy, greeny colour. And maybe when they started eating proper food, the skin went back to the colour it should be. That's personally what I'd go with on this. That's the thought I have on this. But what do you think? What do you think about this? Do you think they come from another world? Do you think they come from underground? Do you think they come from another place and they ate the wrong food so the skin changed colour? I would love to know what you think. I would love to know what you think. Now, please leave me messages. Leave me after the video. Just let me know what you think. I'd love to know what people think of the show. People think of my theories and even you think I'm a crackpot. Hey, I've got the crack now. Crackpot. Now, before I go, the video is only going to be a short one today. But the video today, I'm going to be saying Kachunga and farewell, or Tibalov. Kachunga, hello, Tibalob's goodbye. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of this, please hit my subscribe button. And when you want to know when the more videos are coming out, ring my bell. Ring the bell, a ding a dong, ding a ling a ling. And yes, I know, before you mention it, I wasn't singing any songs at the start of this video. I know. Will next time. The next video will be on this coming Sunday because I am unavailable on the Saturday. It will be on the Sunday, which will be the 9th of February. So please, on that note, from the cat who's just jumped off the sofa, from myself, from the Lady Ros who's just walked in the room to say hello.
Hello and goodbye.
Until next time, this is Tread the Rev. I ain't no vicar. Signing off. Until then, bye-bye. Wasn't a long